The love of the cute is nothing new, and while the internet may have made cat pictures more accessible, funny felines are almost as old as photography itself. Dogs playing poker may be one of the most iconic pet pictures from yesteryear, but posing animals in photos is just as funny, if a completely different skill set. Join me for the next few minutes as we view the art of one of the early funny animal pioneers, Harry Whittier Frees. Humans loving animals doing funny things is nothing new. A series of kitten photos were taken by John P. Soule for Stereoscope, allowing people to see cats stuck in jugs in 3D as early as 1871. Our photographer, Harry Frees, got his start at a family party when, in 1906, he attended a birthday. The group was having fun passing around a paper hat to try on, when someone had the idea of putting it on the family cat, Rags. This, unusually, patient cat looked so adorable that Frees decided to take a picture. He loved the results. After getting the photo developed, he sent it in with a few others to a postcard company. The company loved his creative idea and asked for more, giving a jump start to Frees' funny animal photo career. Frees' first photos were relatively simple, with single clothing items like a bow or a hat, or in a basic prop like a hammock. But his ideas quickly became more elaborate. Nor did he stick to just kittens, though he found them to be the best fit for many roles. According to Frees himself in his book Animal Land, rabbits are easiest to photograph in costume, but incapable of taking many human parts. Puppies are tractable when rightly understood, but the kitten is the most versatile animal actor, and possesses the greatest variety of appeal. The best period of young animal models is a short one, being when they are from 6 to 10 weeks of age. An interesting fact is that a kitten's attention is best held through the sense of sight, while that of a puppy is most influenced by sound, and equally readily distracted by it. The native reasoning powers of young animals are, moreover, quite as pronounced as those of the human species, and relatively far surer. Perhaps being easier to photograph than a baby is a little low of a bar to clear. For you pet lovers out there, you may know how hard it is to get your subject to hold that magical pose where cute levels are peaking. Born in 1879, Harry Frees experienced the same frustration, only with a film camera and glacial shutter speeds. For comparison, Frees cameras could take a photo in a fifth of a second, while some modern cell phones can take a photo in a thousandth of a second. Frees' finicky subjects had to sit still 200 times longer than ours do today, but he had his tricks. I'm sure you are wondering what I wondered when I first saw Frees' photos. How in the world did he get his subjects to hold those poses? People back then, they wondered that too. While today people would probably jump straight to saying Photoshop, or worse, AI, back then his contemporaries would probably jump straight to saying sedation, or worse, taxidermy. None of these easy ways turned out to be correct. The real secret was patience. Helped along with stiff clothing and some metal supports, but patience most of all. According to a 1937 Life magazine interview with him, Frees said that the work was so nerve-wracking that he only actively photographed 3 months out of the year, and spent the remaining time planning. With 2 shots in 3 rendered unusable by his finicky friends, it's not hard to see why his nerves were strained. Where did Frees get his friends? His family cat Rags was his earliest actor, but soon he branched out to borrowing neighbors' pets, and even renting some from pet shops. Frees found that puppies and kittens looked most photogenic between 6 and 10 weeks old, so he needed a constant supply of new actors. And not all were as cooperative as Rags. His live interview highlighted one of his most popular photos, that of a puppy eating watermelon, as one of the more difficult, because the dog, after trying the melon, didn't like it, and so tried to get away from it as much as possible. His studio had to keep clean of flies so as not to distract the kittens, and soundproofed against barking dogs so as to not disturb the puppies. One kitten even jumped straight out of her bonnet, running out of the studio to join her mom on the porch. But when the stars aligned, and his subjects behaved, Frees would sometimes take a series of photos to tell a story. One Easter, he had a set of photos walking through a bunny couple's relationship, from courting to children. Pictures of this would show up not only in postcards, but in a 200-page children book and on business advertisements, giving his photos a wide circulation among his contemporaries of the early 1900s. Like the Dogs Playing Poker collection of paintings by Cassius Marcellus Coolidge, a contemporary of Frees, Frees' work has largely been ignored by the professional art world, both then and now, despite their widespread popularity at the time. While Coolidge's original work still lingers in today's pop culture, Frees' photos didn't stay well known after his death in 1953. However, the legacy of his work certainly stays with us still, with people craving cute now just as much as they did then. If you like this video, I recommend checking out my previous video on dogs playing poker, a similar work by another artist who liked to depict animals anthropomorphically. Thank you all for joining me on this brief overview of a forgotten photographer, and I hope you have a wonderful day.